Dugongs are not necessarily the most well-known sea creatures, but this dolphin-like mammal is disappearing from our oceans at a rapid rate. Monitoring the situation, the Endangered Wildlife Trust is a South African-based NGO. We spoke to Karen Allen, manager of the Dugong Emergency Protection Project.
Globally, the populations have taken a knock, and this is mainly due to illegal fishing activities. The dugongs get entangled in illegal nets, in gill nets mostly, and what happens is they aren't able to reach the surface every 6 or 7 minutes to take a breath of air, and essentially they land up drowning in these gill nets. In the east coast of Africa, there's only one viable population remaining, and that's here in the Basuto archipelago, estimated population of about 250 animals.
But there is hope, and not all will be lost.
Endangered Wildlife Trust is working very closely with the authorities, with the Mozambican government and the head of protected areas. Also the law enforcement department of the national park. And what we're doing is we're empowering the law enforcement officials to be able to apply more effective conservation, more effective management of the dugong population. So it's been a great partnership, and we've come a long way in these 3 years. It's the small triumphs that keep you going. For me, it's watching my law enforcement officers to see how much they've grown and how they implement conservation management these days, whereas 2 years ago there were no systems, no processes, and that's what keeps me afloat and keeps the hope afloat.
It is work that needs to be sustained, and the challenge is constantly getting the money in and keeping the projects afloat.
It's mostly through trusts and foundations. I spend a lot of my time writing grants, and we're getting a lot of support from Europe mostly, and not so much from South Africa. So we'd really like to encourage the corporates who have some or other association with the ocean to get involved with us. Dugongs are really shy. If I could sum them up in one word, it would be that. And they don't really react very well to noises, to boat engines. So these sorts of sounds tend to scare them off. So if you're approaching a dugong and your motors are a little bit noisy, or you're too close to a dugong, it'll simply slip beneath the water and you won't see it again. So to see them, you've got to spend a lot of time on the ocean and bobbing along without your engines on to be able to see them. Alternatively, if you're lucky enough, you can fly around. We use a light aircraft for aerial surveillance and monitoring, and we see a lot of dugongs from the air as well.
Check out www.ewt.org.za and see how you can help save this mermaid-like creature. For SABC News in Oosthuizen, Mozambique, I'm Oosthuizen.